The Mafia making a fortune at local restaurants. And could it all be on your tab? WBZ News at 11 starts right now.
The Mafia, where they're making a fortune now, could be your favorite restaurant.
They will actually contract with waitstaff.
They don't care what you eat, only how you pay.
Organized crime plays a major role in credit card theft in restaurants.
And that means you could be buying a lot more than dinner. Coming up next on WBZ.
Tonight, the mob making a high-tech move for your money.
Organized crime is a new numbers game, and as Chris May tells us, they could be infiltrating your favorite restaurant.
It was a relaxing night out for dinner until Boston attorney Glenn DiVallario tried to pay with his credit card.
The maitre d' came back and said, your card has been declined.
The next morning, Glenn answered his phone.
MasterCard called and said, this is the anti-fraud or anti-theft division of MasterCard, and have you been in Florida recently? And I said, no, I have not.
Glenn might have been in New England, but his credit card was living large at Miami nightclubs. Thousands of charges for champagne and meals over a 2-day spree. So how did this happen? Authorities believe that Glenn's credit information was stolen or skimmed at another restaurant earlier that week. And it's becoming a common story. In fact, restaurants are now the second most likely place where credit card information is stolen.
Organized crime plays a major role in credit card theft in restaurants. And what they'll do is they will actually contract with waitstaff and provide them with little data capture devices.
These devices are readily available on the internet. The Mafia gives them to phony waiters who only work for 3 or 4 days. But in that short span, they can gather all the personal information they need to spend thousands in your name.
You as the consumer have no idea this has happened until a week or 2 weeks later when your card's being used in Malaysia to buy electronic equipment.
People forget, you go to a restaurant, your card disappears for a period of time.
Attorney General Martha Coakley was herself a recent victim of identity theft. She says restaurants are especially vulnerable. At a store, your card is always in your sight, but at a restaurant, it can be gone for 5 or 10 minutes. Easy pickings for organized crime.
There are lots of ways that people can get hold of the card number.
Restaurants are now ready to fight technology with technology. Boucher on Newberry Street is one of just 3 restaurants in the country trying out a new system called On the Spot. It brings the computer terminal to your table, so you never lose sight of the card.
It's always a reassurance to have the card in front of them all the time.
The handheld device also calculates the tip and prints your receipt, providing another benefit.
It's quicker because you don't have the server needing to go back and forth.
But the real goal is to protect against high-tech theft.
People need to know that once that card number is out there, someone can do a lot of damage in 24, 48 hours before you or the card companies even know.
And someone has. More than 250,000 people had their identity stolen in just 2005. And here's what we learned from the FBI. They consider cyber crimes like identity theft to be so serious that they now have them among their top priorities, along with anti-terrorism and counterintelligence efforts. I'm Chris May, WBZ News.
Chris also tells us the owners of Boucher are considering expanding this free service to their other Boston area restaurants.